In 1990, Mongolian student protests led to a democratic revolution, toppling 70 years of Soviet communism. The country quickly opened and democratized, adopting freedom of the press.
When the communism fell, it collapsed. It was like a breath of fresh air for everyone.
It went crazy in the 90s because all of a sudden you can publish anything you want.
So, what does the media in Mongolia look like after 25 years of democracy?
There's 500 media outlets out there fighting for people's attention with their own agendas. So now it's a hectic, it's like a busy bar where everybody's yelling, but nobody's really asking the question, is people listening?
But does having a lot of media outlets make media more democratic?
Media in Mongolia is, in general, is very open and free, maybe sometimes too free. We hear stories that some are owned by political parties or businessmen who who are aiming at the next election.
I personally feel that it's more censorship from the journalists because of the small community, and censorship from owners. So I think it's partly free.
We see and witness some journalists or some people being too outspoken or maybe exercising their freedom of speech rights over somebody's. So sometimes there's no liability in place, but we see that in the recent years, different press clubs or media council has been established here.
People don't like to criticize each other. They don't believe in sunshine as the best disinfectant. People don't like to pick fights with other people.
There was an unwritten law in media in Mongolia that media channels or outlets don't badmouth about each other.
I tested the waters of Mongolian media by sending a fake press release to 9 of the biggest media houses saying McDonald's is going to open in Mongolia, which they all ran the stories without checking any of the facts. And we confronted them afterwards, why would you run a fake press release like that? It's just their marketing teams just forced them to run it on the evening newscast, on their websites and on daily newspapers. We were telling the audience that anyone with $2,000 can run a fake story on 9 of the biggest media houses. So basically hitting the whole population with fake information.
It's no secret that some news are paid for. So it's like an ad, but it's in the newsroom. That's actually how we get our income from, because we don't get enough income from our ads, ad hours. It is exercised by most TV channels, by most newspapers, magazines.
On every evening we say we don't take partisanship views, we don't accept payments for any kind of coverage. And we covered high-profile corruptions, arrests, human rights abuses, questioning other media outlets on being politicizing or teaming up with politicians during elections. And so we're very proud to really call and tell our viewers that we are independent. And with social media, people can really check and balance our journalism as well. Twitter is a whole different beast in Mongolia. The purpose of Twitter in Mongolian media and political scene is very different from what's happening elsewhere. As in, Twitter users can really drive agenda because around 100,000 people, Mongolians who are on Twitter, are mostly politicians or journalists. So journalists tweet away and politicians pick up, and they also talk on their in the parliament. And it's like a cycle that never ends. So you want something to be on the public agenda, you go to Twitter.
And what will Mongolian media look like in the future?
I hope to see Mongolian media become more professional, where we see real journalism every time you turn on the TV or go online. In order to do that, consolidation have to take place. And because right now, all the smart people are working in the industries where it pays the most, whereas in media you can actually change your country, your society for the better.
So we're in a very auspicious and interesting age now that we are pushing for answers, pushing for action. Yeah.